Good morning. This is day 10, daybreak. To the north of us, just over there, we have Cartagena in southern Spain, and we are now about just under 48 hours from Gibraltar, our next stop, where we'll prepare for our Atlantic crossing. We've just launched the spinnaker, big red sail. We haven't got the main up. Our wind angle is too deep. We're at about 165 true wind angle, 160 apparent. We've got 12 knots of wind speed, 8 knots of apparent. So it's too deep to put up the main and the spinnaker, but we're getting 5.5 to 6 knots with just the spinnaker. I don't have quite the layout that I want, in the sense that down here on the deck we need some bungee cord to create tension so that we don't get a wrap or a twist around the furling drum. And what I really want is a low friction loop for the furling line to go through, but I managed to jury rig it just with a little snap hook and the bungee cord going to the stanchion, and then we've got it set up so that it's going to be easy to retrieve using the winch. So isn't that a thing of joy? Right, so it's time to turn to our thoughts on Gibraltar and preparation for the Atlantic crossing. There are two big considerations that I have. The first is the provisioning, which I expect we're going to be able to do over a few days with multiple trolleys. And then the second is having a rigger come and inspect the rig and fine-tune it. Now, I don't imagine that this boat particularly needs it because it hasn't done many miles, but I can just hear an insurance company say, "Oh, you've had a problem with the mast and you didn't have it inspected before you start? Don't you think that's a bit negligent?" And then they decide that they're not going to make any payout. So it's a bit of cover your backside. The rigger that we're going to get, he's based in Cadiz, and I've found in the past that he's a very reliable guy. The local person in La Linea de Concepción is not quite so reliable, but it means that the Cadiz chap will only come down to Gibraltar if he's got several jobs to do. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, he's stepping a mast on another boat, and he's going to fit us in with the rig check and tune during that. I don't expect that we're going to find that there's any need for any replacement work or anything like that. So looking to next week's weather and thinking about when we might leave. That's Wednesday the 13th, and I'm going to just scroll forward here we go, scroll forward to Monday. We can't leave, the winds are just too strong. There's a lot of acceleration through the narrows, so that isn't going to be any good. Tuesday, again there's strong wind through the straits, so that would preclude us from leaving then. And on Wednesday at about 11 it's dying off there, so perhaps in the afternoon we can see, yeah, it's getting lighter. And then Thursday, Wednesday midnight is the easiest time. So if we leave on Wednesday afternoon, that looks as though it's going to be the best for us. And with the course, there's going to, the main factor that worries me is the possibility of an orca damaging our rudder. And what I've done in the past is gone from Gibraltar straight across to Africa, to the shallows, and then hugged the coastline down through here, and we've successfully managed to avoid orcas that way. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing. There are several things I want to achieve whilst we're in Gibraltar. As I mentioned, provisioning and rigging, but also we want to get some winch grease and so on, so that we can service the winches after being idle for 9 months. And through the winter I'm expecting that the grease in the winches needs to be taken off and will be a little bit toward the solid side rather than nice and fluid. Good afternoon. This is day 11. We had a really miserable this morning with lots of rain and a bit of lightning. And now we've got a gorgeous day and we're motoring alongside the coast of Spain. Just down there is Malaga, and we're heading toward Gibraltar, which is about 55 miles away, and we're going to arrive there a little bit before breakfast time.